be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed. Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero?
Good morning, everyone. My name is 12 Gauge. Welcome to my channel, 12 Gauge Investigative. I thought I'd get on here for a couple minutes and let you guys know that it's Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. And today can be the first day of success for you, no matter what is going on, where you've been, what you've done, how you're struggling. You know what? If you're not struggling, that's a wonderful thing. But if you're having issues with any type of situation, just know that you can reinvent yourself starting what? Today. You don't have to continue on in that mindset, in that situation that has been holding you back. And I thought I'd show a Tim Tebow video to kind of assist with the message that I'm giving this morning. Not going to be very long because I got to get ready for work, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Aquarius, Yaya, thank you for being here this morning. I hope to get you back on panel so that you can read one night. I miss your content in the chat. Hope that you're doing well. And here we go with Tim Tebow.
An 8th grader, about to be a 9th grader. I had the opportunity to play on the varsity football team, and I had looked forward to it my entire life. And I was so excited for it. And one of my brothers was going to be a senior, and I was so excited. And before the season started, when I'm finishing my 8th grade year, about to start my freshman year, I'm so excited. And our football team goes to something called the Burly Man Retreat. I mean, can you be more meathead? I think not. But we go to this Burly Man Retreat, and you compete against all these other teams and all these Burly Man things, chopping wood and tug of war and just all these different things. And it was so much fun to be a part of because I had looked forward to this my whole life. I get to be on the varsity team, and they're counting on me, and we're doing all of these different competitions. And then the last night, there's this huge arena similar to this. And they said, okay, we want everybody to listen up. One person from every team. Your team selects him. You come up here, and there's a curling bar with 10 pounds on each side. And one of you is going to do the most and represent your team. And each team picked that person, and you come up here and stand in line in front of everybody. You're going to do this curling contest. And I was an 8th grader, about to be a 9th grader, and they're all looking around who they're going to pick, and then they turn and they pick me. And I was like, what? No, pick a senior. I'm an 8th grader. You pick someone else. No, I don't want that pressure. But a team picked me, and so I was like, oh no. But as a competitor, I literally walked to the back of the room because, listen, if you want to know what you have to beat, you literally go to the back, so you're the last one to go. And so I literally start walking to the side so I can be the very last one to go, except there was another guy who was a defensive tackle at a 6A high school standing at the back of the room folding his arms like this. And I knew him, and I knew that he was bigger and he was stronger, and it wasn't even close.
And how many times in life do we encounter these things that are bigger and stronger as we view them? And at that moment, we have a choice. We have a choice to either overcome, adapt, and make a plan for success, or we sit there and play dead and hope to God that they fail. So what do we do? What do we do in those situations? Hopefully, you make a plan, you adapt, and you envision success, because that honestly is the only option. Playing dead and hoping they fail is a loser mentality. Stop giving yourself the easy way out. You can overcome these things no matter what. No matter what. I hope that you understand that and that you don't feel shamed in any way, because you are worth more than you give yourself credit for. Stop talking down to yourself.
And I was like, oh, shoot. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this guy that's standing behind me is better than me. He's better than me. There's no doubt about it. I know it. Most people know it. So as a competitor, you're so disappointed. I know this guy's stronger than me. I know he's better than me. And so as everyone starts to go, I know what they've done. I'm like, I can beat all these guys. But I know the guy behind me is better than me. And so I get up there and I get to where they say go, and I pick up the bar, and it's literally as many times from your thighs to your shoulder as possible. Really no rules. It's just literally as many ways as you can get up as possible. And so I start going, and I think the leader at the time was like 60 or 70 reps or something. And so I'm able to surpass that, and I get to 100, and I get to 200, and I see my team and my teammates who I look up to and I've longed to be a part of and I love so much. And I see my brother cheering, who I want to make him proud. I want him to be proud that I'm his younger brother. I want them to be proud that they picked me. I want my team to be proud that I'm representing them. And I'm filled with so much, not just encouragement, but inspiration. I'm filled with the urge, like, I have to do whatever I can. You see, I wasn't as gifted at that time as the guy behind me. But the question wasn't, was I more gifted? The question, honestly, was I more willing? And so I did as many as I could, past 200, past 250. I got to 300, got to 305, got to 310, and I got to 315. And I getting a full upper body cramp, and I literally, the doctors come in, and I actually did a lot of damage to both my arms. And they literally took me off to go see all the nurses and the doctors. And I actually did a lot of damage to my arm, and maybe that's why my throwing motion was so weird. I don't know. Oh, that's funny? Yeah, let's talk about your weaknesses, all right? And I was so inspired because what I was representing meant so much to me that it was worth damage, it was worth tears, it was worth pain, it was worth hurting, because what I was representing wasn't just myself. It wasn't a stupid burly man retreat where I'm doing curls, because to me, it had nothing to do with the action. It had everything to do with the representation. Who was really standing up there? Not just me. It was my teammates. It was my school. It was the coaches. It was my brother. It was my family. What was I representing? There's no chance if I'm up there representing myself, I even come close to that number. No chance. But I was filled with an urge to do something, and it was to do more. And you see, the biggest question was I willing to endure more pain than the next guy? So I wasn't even there. They had taken me and they were giving me IVs and everything else, so I'm gone. And my teammates tell me the story. So the next guy comes up, grabs the bar. He does enough to be second. He sets it down. He puts his foot over the bar, and he goes, it ain't worth it. And he walks off the stage. And you know what? To him, it wasn't. To me, it was. But what do you think his team thought that year in the fourth quarter? Oh, is it also not going to be worth it? What do you think his team is like? Dang, man, I'm so proud that I'm your teammate. It ain't worth it. I would ask you a question. How willing are you, and how worth it is it to you? Everybody talks about the will to win, and I can't stand the phrase. Everybody wants to win. That should never be your question. The question is, what are you willing to do?
That is so true. That is so true. Everybody wants to be a winner, no doubt. But what are you willing to do to overcome the obstacles that it takes to get there? Because if you're not willing to put in the work, then all you're doing is just wishing and dreaming and hoping that somebody fails enough for you to overcome them. That is not success. Success is you working harder than the next man or woman and understanding that you too can be victorious no matter what you want to do in your life, whether it be work, whether it be artistically, whether it be health-wise. You must wake up with a mindset of success, not the mindset of watching others fail. When you put so much emphasis in other people, you lose yourself and you start comparing yourself to them instead of having the insight and the vision and the focus that it takes to be a winner. You know, many people want to win. Many people want to succeed. They want to be the one on top. People shouting their name, knowing who they are, what they're about. But how many are willing to put in the work and not take any shortcuts? Not take any areas that lessen who they are, what they're willing to become. Because it takes a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work to be great. And the measure of success is based on your own opinion, not somebody else's. Success is in the eye of the beholder. Stop making excuses. Stop giving yourself an out. Because when you do that, you lessen your product. And your product can't be watered down if you're going to be above other people. It has to be direct, and it has to be full force. I hope this is making sense this morning.
How hard are you willing to embrace the grind? How hard are you willing to embrace the suck? That's the question. Not do you want to win? Everybody's going to say yes. But what's going to motivate you to get it done? And all of us have different whys that are going to motivate us. But the question is yours big enough to be willing to say, when it gets hard, when I have to endure, I'm going to be willing. See, I think you have to have a vision. I think you have to be willing. Then I think you have to have non-negotiables. You have to have guardrails. To really make an impact, you have to have guardrails, because if not, it's so easy to have mission drift, where you drift away from what you actually set out to do. You see, for us, for me and my life, and me and my wife, and for our nonprofit, we have 5 non-negotiables that are for us our guardrails, right? And I think non-negotiables are so important. What are the things that you are not willing to negotiate on? Because also when you make them, then your team's going to understand who you are. Not just what you do, not just where you're going, that's your vision, but who you are. Which ultimately, when people buy into you, man, if all they buy into is your vision, If all they buy into is your what, you're leaving them somewhat empty. Because they need to buy into who you are.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love.
That was great stuff right there. I used to tell my clients, I used to say, you know, most of the time people, they size you up before they even hear you say a word. They size you up before you even speak anything. They size you up and they make an informed judgment on who you are and what you're about. And I say, and I used to say, if you're going to speak for yourself as being a product, how are you going to present your product? Are you going to dress for the part? Are you going to speak for the part? Are you going to live as if you're already the part? Or are you going to show the world that you're still struggling to maintain that part? That you're struggling to be that part? Because if that's what you're doing, then nobody's going to be invested in your product very long. Because as sad as it is in our world, people stand behind the winner. And there's so many people that are unwilling to win because they're scared what will happen once they win. How will they maintain? What will they have to do to continue winning? What's easy? You reinvent yourself and revamp your product. You stop with the excuses. You stop finger pointing. You stop comparing. You know, many times people have asked me, how can you be who you are? You're so driven, but you're still kind. You're still laid back. It's because I'm not driven towards anybody else's success. I'm driven toward mine. Not only on YouTube, but in my real world life. Every day I wake up with an opportunity that yesterday's over. I can never do that again. I won't ever have that again. But does that mean that I can't be better than I was yesterday because yesterday's over and I gave all I had to yesterday? No. I take the successes of yesterday and I bring them into today and I build on them. Instead of worrying about the failures, worrying about the shortcomings, worrying about how close I was to being successful, I say, well, you know what? Yesterday was successful. It's time to turn up the notch a little bit. You don't have to do what I say. You're not under any obligation to follow anything I say. But I suggest that if you are in a position where struggle is your daily friend, whether it be mentally, whether it be physically, whether it be emotionally, start doing what you know is right. Start doing what you know is right. If you're struggling with health issues and you're not taking your medication because you feel that you're strong enough to overcome it without medicine, there's a reason why medicine was invented. And it's not because you're weak. It's because it's to assist you to overcome when your body doesn't create that thing or needs that thing in order to help it a little bit. And I know this isn't going to be popular, but you know what? If you're doing substances to self-medicate, it might be time to put those substances down and find another way. That's never popular. But you know, I myself, I held on to that self-medication for years and years and years. And it did nothing but just wear me out, wear me down. to the point where I was killing myself slowly, where I was wanting to succeed, but allowing myself to get in my way and sabotage every good thing that I had in my life. So I suggest to you that it's not about what it is that you can't do more than it is on what you can. And I've said that before in other videos. It's not about what you can't do. Stop telling yourself you can't, because that means you won't. Every time you hear somebody say, I can't, mean that I won't. I'm not going to do it. They're secretly talking themselves out of success instead of talking themselves into success. There's a reason why positivity isn't popular. It's because people get pumped up and then they fail and then they quit and they go back and they say, well, I tried. Maybe it's just not for me. It is for you. Nothing worth having is ever easy. And nothing worth maintaining is ever easy. You ever notice it's easy to gain weight, but it's so damn hard to lose it? It's easy to get sad and depressed and anxious and overwhelmed, but it's hard to maintain a positive attitude. And instead of asking yourself those life questions where you have no answers about, focus on the questions that you do have answers for. What can you give yourself today that you will have answers for that won't cause you anxiety, that won't cause you depression, and that won't cause you strife? Like I've said before, if true crime overwhelms you to the point where you're triggered from your past, it's time to turn it off. Give yourself a mental break. If these chat rooms become overwhelmed because they're so viciously attacking and angry and all this other stuff, and that's a trigger for you, turn it off. Give yourself the luxury, at least, to have a good day without other people messing it up. You know, I get emails all day long. I get phone calls, texts, whatever, about certain cases or even just one case. And people know my stance on that case. I've been quite vocal about it. There's times when I could give a care less what's going on, what's happening, because life is going on for me out here. I'm not stuck in the YouTube enigma where YouTube is my life. I have real friends, I have real contacts, and I have real things that I do out here. And I understand we meet some great people. I've met some great people in these chats. But you know, in reality, the odds of me ever meeting these people is very slim. And honestly, they will understand if, I don't come on for a couple days. While my family and my friends out here win. Because I give them my attention. I give them my love, and I give them my praise and everything else. So I tell you, to be a success today, you must start small, and you must chip away at it, small piece at a time. Small piece at a time. Stop saying it must be nice when people are overcoming and succeeding where you're falling short. Stop being hateful in your heart and give people some praise for overcoming and succeeding. You know, you can see a lot of hardened hearts on YouTube. You really can. Even past all the smiles and the admirations and all this, you can see the hardened heart behind the scenes. Pray for these people. You know, I set strong boundaries with people, not because I'm mean or arrogant, but because that's how I live my life. Without those strong boundaries, I start shortchanging myself. I start becoming a people pleaser instead of a 12 gauge pleaser. You know, I learned a long time in recovery, it's a selfish thing. And by the selfishness, it means just that. If I don't give to me more than I give to you, I'm going to destroy myself. And I hope that you've enjoyed this. Like I said, it's not very long because I got to get to my day job. And Aquarius, I hope that things get better for you. You know where I'm at if you need me. Don't ever feel that you're all alone. You can reach out just like anybody else in the chat. I'm not anybody's superhero but my own. But I hope that I give you guys hope and faith and a little love to get you through the tough spots. Because we all need that. We all need that. Don't shortchange yourself today. Start doing something at this moment that you failed to do yesterday. Get out of bed, take a shower, get dressed, go for a walk, go to the grocery store, fight your anxiety, fight your depression, and get moving. Get moving. You don't have to be happy if you don't feel it. But eventually, the more you do this, the more happy you will become. We weren't meant to be imprisoned in the house all day long. I hope you guys have a successful day and take it one moment at a time. And if you have a situation that arises that causes you strife, do understand that you can start your day all over again. Look for some support and start all over. That's the beauty about life. We get to start over until actually we have no life to live. Don't waste it. It's short. You deserve better. Give it to yourself and stop looking for other people to give it to you. I hope to see you soon. My name is 12 Gauge, and y'all have a beautiful day. Maestro, cue that music.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one. Only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules my life destroyed. today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero.